Alrighty, folks. We are going into the next match right here, and Millenium is sending out Dystar to try and take on Mana, which could be an interesting matchup, certainly. It's going to be on Derelict Watcher, which is definitely not a bad map for Terran. Certainly not. Alright. Here we go. Let's see where it goes. Dystar versus Mana. Dystar has a tall order ahead of him in order to take out Mana, who played so well there against 4GG. Although we should bear in mind, of course, that it was... I'm hesitant to say build order loss, because I don't necessarily think that's fair. But let's be honest, it was a very greedy build there from 4GG, and it was countered very well. Needless to say... Oh! We lost a couple of people. Are we still good to go? That was an admin. That is not actually parting, incidentally, for those of you wondering. I think we're still good to go. Alright, so we'll continue. Alright, ladies and gents, in the blue trunks, playing Terran to the northeast, trying to take one back here for Team Millenium, it is Dystar. Versus his opponent to the southwest position. Absolutely rocked 4GG, and is now looking to do so again against another Terran player. In the red trunks playing Protoss, it is Mousesports Mana. Mousesports currently leads 3-2 in this pretty close series here. After Millenium was able to dislodge Vortex, it looked pretty good. Oh, looks like we're leaving. Alright. An obs bug. Alright, rehosting is gonna happen, folks. My apologies, but such is the way of things. I wonder if the players will even realize, actually, because I'm pretty sure the head admin got DC'd, so that makes telling them a little bit difficult. But we'll see. Again, I mean, this is going to be a pretty tough match, honestly, for Dystar, I feel. I would certainly say that Mana is very, very solid in this matchup, and having seen his performance against 4GG, that was pretty impressive. But still everything to play for. Definitely a possibility. We'll be back into the match very shortly. Alright, folks, we're going back in. Gonna give it another shot. Hopefully we don't have the same bug that we had last time. So, here we go once again. Please don't tell me you've changed. You've changed your color. I hate you so much. How difficult is it for pro players to keep the same bloody colors from match to match? Oh, God. I swear they do it on purpose. Alright, here we go once again. Derelict Watcher will be the place for this battle. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, to the southwest position, it's my pleasure to bring you Mousesports Mana. He is in the blue trunks playing Protoss. Versus his opponent, who's currently looking to draw it even 3 apiece for Millenium. He is in the red trunks and he is playing Terran. He is Millenium's Dystar. Not a bad map for Terran, as I've mentioned earlier. Parting discovered that last night. Pretty damn good map for Terran. It's a very big map. It's kind of a map that drops can be pretty effective on. It's the kind of map where Terran can enjoy some solid supremacy. Not the worst map for Protoss ever, but Dystar should be able to execute this fairly well. We'll see what Mana decides to do. I have a feeling maybe he just plays very solid macro game here. He doesn't try for any kind of early aggression. Can be a little bit difficult. We'll see. Dystar, on the other hand, I'm going to be honest, I haven't had a chance to watch him play over the last few months, so I don't really know what his style currently is. What I do know is he, of course, has a very, very sexy supply depot there. Very impressive. Gives him a +5 to swag level. Gateway coming down here at 13 supply for mana. So far, so rock solid. Standard, nothing cheesy out of mana. Like, someday I will see cheese from mana, and when I see that, it will be the finest of vintage cheese. I'll be able to sell it to connoisseurs and foodies the world over. But generally speaking, Mana is not a cheesy player. He is not, as you saw earlier, above the idea of 2-base all-inning someone like 4GG, but again, as far as I'm concerned, that's just punishment for playing super greedy. Speaking of greedy, Dystar with the 14cc here. Mana, what are you doing? That is a second gas coming down earlier than I'm used to seeing it from you. Will he just put 2 into it? Or will we actually see a bit of a cheesier play here from Mana? Oh, gas cancel. What is he? What? Alright, I guess it was just a mistake then. Alright. It's like, Mana, what are you doing? Why are you building gas that early? In fact, he's not even mining from it right now. What actually is my... Well, he's going for an expansion. I believe that was just in response to seeing the CC first. That makes sense. So he's going to get a Nexus of his own. He knows that aggression isn't really forthcoming, so... Whatever plan he had, he made a guess. Apparently he was wrong, and then he made the correction, so... Fair enough. I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping for something silly from Mana, but it looks like we're not going to get that. We're going to get a more standard gas timing here around 19. There we go. That would have been amazing. And a nice little bit of delaying going on here. Almost took out an SCV. Just forcing a few more SCVs to be pulled off the line to deal with this probe, so nothing wrong with that. A little bit of early game economic harassment. Slow your opponent down as much as you can. Cybercore coming up. Mana looking pretty standard right now. And a couple of barracks here for Dystar. Still no sign of gas. If Dystar does the same build as 4GG, I will be very surprised. That would make very little sense. Considering he just watched 4GG get crushed by it. Huh. It really comes down to when he takes gas. Because if he doesn't take gas, he's probably going to take another CC. He certainly doesn't have enough barracks to kind of keep up with that. Once he starts to get a lot of SCVs down, once he starts to get his mules going, he will need to start spending that cash. I mean, you can see how quickly it's spiked up already. 2 more Marines. In the meantime, Mana doing pretty much nothing, just hanging around right now, getting as many probes out as he can. Currently has that probe lead. Pylon coming down here as well, just on the edge. Nice little position for it. Warping over the edge, warping up to the top, whichever you prefer. Stargate coming down here, at the back here for Mana. Interesting. Alright. And he is! It's a CC! Dystar! You greedy, greedy bat. He's doing the same build! No, actually, never mind. He's putting out... Well, I don't know. That's... Yeah, he is putting down the gas at about the same time, so... Yeah, I guess it is pretty much the same build. Wow. Dystar. So much greed. If it didn't work for 4GG, let's do it here. Been some slight alterations, I believe, like the bunker at the front. And he currently has 3 barracks rather than 4. It's going to take him a while to get the gas that he needs to get a factory up, but he will be able to get it up a little bit sooner. As it stands, though, I mean, it should be a little bit better, because that Stargate is not the same at all as what he faced last time around. So he should be okay. It's an Oracle coming in. Alright. Interesting map for it. I mean, Oracles are pretty fast, so he can certainly get over there. That might work. If it's just Marines from Dystar here, there's no combat shield in sight. I wonder if he'll go for combat shield immediately here, or whether or not he'll try and grab stim immediately. He's going for stim. Alright. Still not... The Oracle should do okay here. I don't know exactly how well, but it should certainly do a decent amount of damage. It's only Marines. Stim is, of course, on the way. It's going to take a long time, though. It's already 1 Oracle out in the field. Will we see a second here from Mana? That's a good question. Certainly got the gas for it. No, we're actually going to see a Robo and a Forge instead. Alright, so just a single Oracle here. A little bit of a tussle. Does not go in the favor of Mana whatsoever. Dystar able to get a great engagement, taking out 1 Stalker, damaging the 2nd. So, Mana has a good idea of how many Marines are coming in. No sign of an engineering bay. Well, there is an engineering bay here from Dystar, but no sign of any missile turrets yet. He doesn't expect an Oracle. I wouldn't either. We're seeing the same 2-base Colossus style now from Mana, but it's slower, because he got the Stargate out first. So it's more of a reactionary style, with ground armor coming in as well. Dystar, of course, is going to have units up a little bit quicker. Alright, will Mana be able to strike effectively here? He's seeing Marines coming out here. So Mana's actually going to lose that Stalker. A little bit slow on the reaction there. Not too good. Mana's going to go in, but he's going to meet up with 6 Marines, which is actually enough to kill an Oracle. You need 5 to do it. Mana makes a huge blunder. That's not good at all. So you need, I believe it's 5 Marines, unstimmed, to kill off an Oracle. And as you can see, he had 6. So Mana did not engage that well. Loses his Oracle, does no damage with it. Dystar now preparing a missile turret in either of these mineral lines. Bit of a, well, I mean, it's a nice coverage position against Oracles. The thing is, there are no more Oracles coming, so it may be that Dystar's now thought, oh no, there's Oracles! Well, there isn't. It's going to be the Colossus style once again here from Mana. Same kind of push. This time around, though, we're going to see a much earlier starport. Dystar is more prepared for this. Putting down Armory as well. That's an interesting choice, considering he only has 1 engineering bay. But it's timed well for infantry weapons to be finished. So even with only 1 NG bay... Ah, that's the second one, okay. He's going to play just a solid upgrade heavy style. Another Forge comes in from Mana here as well. This earlier strike, probably not going to be as effective. And just note, by the way, that these Colossus do not have the range upgrade. It's not being researched. So I'm interested to see how effective this is really going to be. Single Colossus out on the field, sitting down here. No range upgrade whatsoever. It does have +1 armor. So upgrade-wise, Mana is definitely ahead here. And is going to be able to chrono boost these out here as well. Is that another starport coming down? We already have 1, right? Yeah. He's building double starport. He knows. He knows what he's up against here. I think Dystar's in a really good position to take this on, honestly. Much, much better than 4GG was, especially with no Colossus range. I wonder if Mana's forgotten that. He's going Blink now as well, so this is a really odd build, in my opinion. Those Zealots don't have charge either, so this is strange. Dystar's in a good spot. I mean, he's not being harassed at all. Here comes drop here from Dystar around the side. Might get spotted by this pylon. In fact, it will. So that's good information. Great placement there by Mana. There are Stalkers available. They don't have Blink. But that has warded that drop off for the time being. Now, there's the extended thermal lance. I have to wonder if Mana just forgot it. He's going to take his 3rd base now. But we will not see a 2-base crushing Colossus play. Not against Dystar. He is in a great spot now. He knows exactly what he's doing. Down goes the pylon for free. Dystar with a quick grab there. Supply lead certainly in favor of the Terran at this point. Army supply very, very even, though. A definite upgrade in tech advantage, though. These heavily upgraded Zealots could be effective. There are now Ghosts coming out in the field for Dystar, that'll help him to some degree against Zealots. Bear in mind, about 33% of the health of a Zealot is in its shields. So they're still pretty resistant, especially with +2 armor. And these upgrades are looking pretty good, but Mana currently has no charge. Looks like he's going to transition through the storm here. And not really sure what Dystar was playing out there. Wandered right into that and lost a good chunk of his army with no losses there for the Protoss player whatsoever. I believe he was just going to scout. He didn't expect the army to be up there, so he just ran up the ramp and then ended up losing half his army. So that was nicely executed there by Mana, a good solid defense. Bear in mind that army wasn't that big there for Dystar, so it doesn't lose a huge amount. Mana now on 2 Colossus and is transitioning through to Templar. I think Dystar's already prepared for this. He's already got 3 Ghosts on the field. He's looking for 3 more. This is not going too badly at all for Dystar. So it looks like we're going to go into more of an endgame scenario between these two. Later game tech. And the transition. Only 4 Vikings out in the field. Only 2 Colossus. I think Dystar has a good idea that his opponent is not going to stick to Colossus in this game. He is pretty convinced of it. Mana looking to get map control, which he will be able to do with those Stalkers. That should work fairly well for him. Dystar rolling out. And that's going to be a lot of dead... maybe not. He's able to, unfortunately, clips up against this fountain in the center here and ends up losing one of those. Fortunately for him, there were no... Well, there's 1 Marauder, but it was too far back, so it wasn't able to get concussive shell shot on there. We're going to see a Warp Prism harass here for Mana. It's going to be Zealots. Charge is almost done. These are pretty powerful Zealots. They're well upgraded. Upgrade's currently sitting at 2-1 here for the Protoss player. Terran upgrade's also at 2-1, so pretty even. Storm about to finish. Zealot legs about to finish. Mobius Reactor didn't get done earlier, so that's a little annoying. And now, of course, this drop is going to do some damage here. As to how much, not too much. In the meantime, the big army from Dystar posturing towards that 3rd base. Looks like he's going to go in for it. And he's totally got enough to kill this. I don't think there's even a question about that. He's blatantly got enough, and Mana's going to have to sack it. He's not even responding. He is going to have to sack that base. He can't engage it. Right now, though, he will be able to take these Vikings out, but he's going to lose one Colossus and maybe a second. He's going to lose that second Colossus. That is really bad. He lost them for nothing. In come the charging Zealots, but where's the AoE? It's not there. These Zealots are going to get hit pretty damn hard. In comes the... I mean, there is no Storm available. So Dystar's in a great spot to take this out. This is bad. In the meantime, the harassment, of course, comes in. Mana harassing here and here has broken the wall. His economic harassment hasn't been that great, though. He's been killing off reinforcements for the most part. There comes the Storm, and what a storm it is. Rips up half the army of Dystar. Is it enough, though? Dystar is still continuing to push forward. Another Storm comes down, kills most of the rest of the army. Mana should stabilize here, but he did lose a base. In the meantime, the Zealot harassment continues. It's been cleaned up in the main, but it's still going towards the third. How much damage has been done? Not a lot. Mana's only killed 6 workers with this, so it hasn't done that much. It's cut off reinforcements, but aside from that, Dystar is still a base ahead here with a much, much larger army. 73 SCVs. He's an economic powerhouse at this stage. Mana is taking an absolute pounding here from the Terran. Surprising play, really. Losing those 2 Colossus to nothing. It was a smart move by Dystar to put the Vikings so far back, because he knew, if I can kill those Colossus before they can even make contact with my force, that's going to be fantastic. And his only AoE is going to be the Storm, and the Storm came late as well. It really did. Some great ghost play as well coming in. The Zealots just charged into a wall of bullets, and that didn't really help him at all. He didn't get good trades there whatsoever. Mana now transitioning back into Colossus, but there's still 5 Vikings. And he's on 2 bases as well. I mean, that was devastating. Dystar's next push is huge. I mean, good lord, look at the macro of this kid. It's insane. 5 Marauders, 4 Vikings, and 8 Marines, 3 SCVs, and 2 upgrades simultaneously. It's insane. And he's still floating money. He needs more production facilities. He has so much money, he has no idea what to do with it. He's got a 4th base, planetary, mining fully. 84 SCVs. And the only thing that I would say here is maybe he has too many SCVs. He doesn't have the production facilities to actually keep up with this. He's floating a lot of money, and reinforcing is going to be more difficult. But frankly, he has such an advantage over his opponent here. He's enjoying a healthy 30 army supply lead. A massive worker advantage. His upgrades are looking solid. Then, I mean, they're equal right now to the Protoss, and they're going to be ahead of him fairly shortly. 3 more command centers come down. Dystar, you maniac. What are you up to? Colossus takes a good hit already. Doesn't want to commit to the second problem. A defensive storm comes down. And honestly, Dystar ate a lot of that. Ghost EMPs come down, and they hit a lot of the army. That is not going to happen. There's no way that Mana can engage. He's going to lose an Archon for free here as well. The 3rd base now under threat. That's going to die. I think Dystar's got this right now. Pinned in a corner is Mana. EMPs come down, and there's the GG. Dystar obliterates Mana in a very impressive performance. Excellent play there by Dystar. Very good indeed. And that takes us up to 3-3. This is a really close series between these two. Alright, I wonder who comes out next here for... I would probably say Hazuobs, I would think, at this stage. And Dystar definitely showing some good TVP there, but... maybe you send Hazuobs in this situation. They still have hope. They could send him out, or they could... if they think Dystar's TVT is a little bit weak, they could send a Hero Marine, so we'll see. Man, this is a close series. An exciting one between these two. It's currently 3 apiece, folks. Mousesports versus Millenium continues after this break. Alright, folks. We're going to the next match, and as I expected, it is going to be Hazawobs coming out right here for Team Mousesports. It's a pretty strong choice, in my opinion. Let's see if he can do better than Mana against this guy right here, who just bodied Mana, quite frankly. In the blue trunks, playing Terran to the northwest on Akalon Wastes, it is Dystar. Not to be confused with Deathstar. Dystar doesn't have those kind of weaknesses. Versus his opponent, to the southeast position, from Team Mousesports, in the red trunks, playing Protoss, it is Hazawobs, who has been playing rock solid the past few seasons, I have got to say. Certainly one of the most old school of players when it comes to this game. Former Warcraft 3 player, has been playing StarCraft 2 pretty much since launch and was considered to be one of the strongest European Protoss for the longest time. Fell off a little bit and then came right back in Heart of the Swarm and has been putting on great performances. Exceptionally deep run into WCS Season 2. Very, very good. Some impressive performances from him. Can he take Dystar out? Because, I mean, I wouldn't have expected Mana to really lose that dramatically. Dystar seemed to be all over him the entire game. Well, we will see how it turns out. Alright. As always with the gateway, first opening, nothing unusual. Dystar not getting so greedy. I mean, it is Akalon Waste. Generally, you wouldn't really consider CC first as a particularly good idea. It's not the biggest map ever. You can definitely see you're getting kind of greedy in the late game because you've got this third expansion, which is reasonably easy to defend. The first thing, though, you've got to get rid of these rocks so you can actually reinforce it. Then you knock down these ones, and you're pretty much immune to run-bys, which is nice. Not all maps allow you to do that. Hazawobs with the gas and with the gateway. Nothing unusual there. Piling off to the corner here for Hazawobs. I wonder what he's planning on putting there. And it's a decent position for the pylon because you can pretty much avoid any kind of scan. So I wonder if Hazawobs has anything special planned early game. So we see gas from Dystar early on, so he's going to go for a Reaper. Alright. Rock solid standard play, nothing unusual here. Akalon Waste's definitely not a bad map for Reapers. Unfortunately, you can't jump up here because there's horrible spikes and everything like that, but you have a decent escape path. You can get out here, then jump down to there, which means it's impossible to chase. You've also got access points here as well. And for scouting the natural, it's very, very easy. You have a fairly wide cliff face that can be accessed by Reapers. So it's a pretty good map for that. I still want to know what Hazawob's going to put here, if anything. It may just be that he decide, hey, I'm going to put the pylon there just so I've got some options. We're going to see a Reaper expand here from Dystar into Reactor. I mean, this is my standard go-to build on everything. And for the longest time, it was pretty much the standard opening in most matchups for Heart of the Swarm. It varies a little bit now. There are a couple of different options. Dystar now going with the scout here. And what is Hazawobs going to do? Well, Nexus comes down. I'm still waiting to see what comes out in this corner here, what tech choice he'll actually go for. There's the second gas at 23. So, wasn't intending to do anything aggressive early game. Which, again, kind of standard for Hazawobs. He's pretty much a back for a toss as well. But he has been known to throw some weird spanners in the works. He used to absolutely love just Dark Templars all over the place, but he's certainly evened out lately. Reaper gets a decent scout, for the most part. Mothership Core is in a good spot to at least shoot the Reaper if it comes past. He should be able to get a full scout of the base. He might lose the Reaper in the process. In fact, he could very easily not lose it now that the Mothership Core's moved away, but I'm a little surprised that Dystar hasn't gone for the full scout, but really, what else is he going to have? Nexus at this point, what are you going to scout? What is there to see? Not much. You're going to see a gateway, a cyber core, and probably 2 gas. There's not really going to be anything behind that. So, that's pretty safe for him. Stalker is now actually on the lookout and is going to find that Reaper, but doesn't react quickly enough. It wasn't on attack move, so it didn't manage to get that. Now Dystar goes into the base. I have a feeling this Reaper's not going to get away, though. The Stalker's going to move back to intercept. There's a second Stalker coming in. That Reaper's probably dead. Yeah, there it goes. Nicely executed there. Hazawobs takes it out. The scout comes in and nothing really found. He wanted to keep that Reaper for later so that he could scout tech, but he didn't get the option. Stargate is going to be the option. Alright, well, now that the Reaper is down, he can safely choose his tech, and it will be Stargate. That's going to be pretty difficult to scan. Hopefully it will be executed better than Mana's Stargate, which consisted of an Oracle running into a wall of bullets, which is generally a pretty bad strategy, I tend to find. We'll see what he decides to go with. An Oracle against Terran is a good choice. You can definitely go Phoenix if you want, but you'll more often than not see an Oracle or two. Dystar, I think he's got an idea, though. because he doesn't know what tech's coming in, he's going to play a little bit safer. He's going to drop the engineering bay. He did see this pylon, which is a bit of a tell. Yeah, that says, you are going to put your tech there. I don't know what that tech is, so I should prepare. So, Oracle's on the way, but as you can see, there's an engineering bay there. So, I would expect to see a missile turret coming in here. It may just be for upgrades, but he doesn't know what his opponent's got. It would be sensible to build a missile turret. Could be DTs. Could be Oracles. But apparently he's not going to do that. Alright. Well, let's see if he builds upgrades. A Phoenix follow-up here. Oracle and a Phoenix. Okay. Interesting. In the meantime, Hazawab's just mining away. Currently, I'd say Hazawab's has a slight economic lead. Not a huge amount. He put his Nexus down at a pretty good time. Now Hazawab's moving out, and this is not going to get scouted as it comes in. There's the missile turret coming down. The question is where. It's not going on the natural. He could lose a good couple of mules here, actually. If Hazawab's targets those mules down, that could be pretty bad. He's going to take SCVs out instead, though. Doesn't exactly know how damaged or how used those mules are. 4 kills so far for this Oracle. Not bad at all. Good shot there by Dystar. If well, his stim actually was 2 seconds away from finishing. That's unfortunate. If that had come in a little bit later, that Oracle would have died. Hazawabs gets a great scout with the Oracle, actually. And is now able to get out. He takes four SCVs with it, and then just gets the scout and leaves. That's not too bad. Phoenix, he built 2 of them and then stopped. So now he's going to go gateway heavy by the looks of it. Okay. Just saying, you know what? I think I'm in a position to pressure you. 2 Phoenixes doesn't really do much. I mean, it's a great scouting force, don't get me wrong. In combination with the Oracle, he could kill more SCVs with it, but you're not going to do a lot with that. You generally need more Phoenixes than that, otherwise you can't get the lift. So we're going to see a Templar Archive, so we could see Charged Archon here. Seems pretty likely. In come the Phoenixes once again. There's the lift. The Oracle's still alive, and it's a little annoying. He stops the second engineering bay from going down, so that's okay. He might get... he's got 1 more lift in him, so that's not too bad. Without a missile turret there, those Phoenixes have actually done a pretty damn good job. Hard to argue. In the meantime, Dystar looking to try and expand to his 3rd. Armory coming down here. And he was looking for the second engineering base, so he's just going to play very, very heavy bio style. Now, I want to see if we're going to see Archons here. We did see Templar Archives go down. It is definitely a possibility. Although Hazawabs is sitting on a lot of gas, he is going to go for Storm. Alright, well, early game Storm is not as popular, as you might imagine, as something like a Colossus play, because Storm could be a little bit more limited, considering you're up against less units. But the thing is, he knows Dystar is pretty much exclusively Marine right now. Yeah? He has nothing but Marines. So, with a few force fields, those Storms could be devastating. But it's a bit hit or miss, quite literally. Alright. Out comes Hazawabs. That's a good amount of Templar for this stage of the game. Wow, this Marine's going to get so much information. Yeah, that was pretty damn heroic of him. Sees the army moving out. Proxy Pylon being spotted by Dystar. Can't be killed, but he has spotted it. There's another Proxy Pylon to the corner here. And the move out is in... Alright, how many Storms has he got? He's going to have at least 5. That's a good amount of Storms. And there are no ghosts on the field whatsoever. This could very easily catch Dystar off guard. The Ghost Academy is on the way now. It's way too late, though. Big Wall-Off coming in against those charge lots. Very sensible play here by Dystar. This Oracle is still here, and it's going to delay some of this stuff. Oh, it puts a Revelation on it instead. Very smart.